F1 in 2024.
The wait is over in Bahrain, and we are just hearing that the starting grid is on the look for a new driver. Who will it be?
I'm having trouble trying to sleep. I'm counting shit.
And radio is good.
Here we go.
The Grand Prix is underway.
What a dramatic start. Can you believe it?
Lights feel like they're gonna bleed.
Yes.
Spun out of my
Oh, he's lost it.
Pop out, guys. That's it.
The pit lane's going to be alive now. They're all in.
on my own. Here we go. Mind is set on an overdrive. On my own. Here we go.
It's not every day that we get to see such incredible wheel-to-wheel racing.
Out of the final corner. And here's our winner today.
Can you beat me?
What a race. Thank you very much for that. Thank you to the fans.
Welcome in, everybody, to Spain. Round 4 of Season 4 of Prowler Racing League. We are racing, as we said, in Spain. Tonight's 2.893 mile track has 14 corners, 2 DRS zones, and a lot of classic overtaking spots at this track. Let's head on over to our intermission screen. And as you can see, it is raining in that pit lane. But before we get out onto track, let's check what our calendar shows us for tonight. We're in Spain. Then after tonight, we're going to be taking a break for the American Thanksgiving holiday weekend, and then we'll be in Australia, followed by Italy after that. But that is the future. But right now, our driver standings is Zaluxy out in front, moving up to P1, followed by Zaluxy's old teammate, Vanilla Spilla, in second place. Unfortunately, Mr. Chris drops down with missing last week in Japan. Some Good Salt moving up. Dynamic down just one. Big mover, Oscar, joining us all the way up to P6 for the championship standings. Another big move was Hayden up to 7th. Pug Life in 8th. Echo 9th. And Modern Tie in 10th. So, with the driver standings complete, we'll check out the constructor standings. Mercedes still leads by only 2 points. Aston Martin right behind with 82. Alpine 54. McLaren 49. Williams 22. Ferrari up to P6 with 17. Haas drops down with 16. Sauber with 12. Racing Bulls 6. And the Red Bull Racing Team yet to score after 3 rounds. Cars are out on track. Let's head on over and check to see how everyone is getting on so far with these wet conditions. As we are here, need to move some of the in-game graphics, add some, and we're good. So, looks like we got everybody's got their... Ooh, except for the Williams. That is... Check that real quick. Mr. Oscar, so we're going to have to ask him. Oscar, please turn on your telemetry. So, looks like Echo. Let's head on down to Echo real quick. Echo is going to be setting our fastest time so far. There we go. Due to the wet conditions. Actually, real quick before we check this, Echo's getting held up by the Alpine there in front of him. Looks like it's going to be raining for most of this session for qualifying. Echo sets the fast time, 1:21.698. Looks like the next one's going to be setting a fast time. It's going to be Corey. Yep, Corey, the 1:21.203. We head on down to Salt. Just purpled the first sector. Let's go on board with him. Purple the middle sector as well. Ooh, a little squirrely out of the exit there. Coming down 13 into 14, the final corner going on to the main straight. Oh, invalidates going across right there. He would have set the fastest time, but unfortunately he invalidates, so he's going to have to try over again. Let's head on over to Modern Tie, saying a personal best first and second sector. Hasn't set a time yet, but as he's coming around turn 12 and 13, he should set a time as long as he keeps all four tires on the track. So close there, but this will count. Cross line up to P6 with a 1:22.773. Let's head down to Zaluxy. Does a purple first and second sector. Now, earlier in the evening, I did see that some guys were practicing in wet conditions, so they actually were getting themselves set up for a great night so far. Hopefully, it only rains during qualifying. We will see what it does during the race. Zaluxy across the line, 1:19.854 up to P1. Let's head down to Giro Racer X. Personal best in the first sector. Coming around turn 6 and 7. Turn 7 is a little tricky with it going uphill. Drivers have to be careful not to let the back end slip out too much, especially in these wet conditions. Down the second long straightaway in the back. Down to turn 10. Now right behind Giro Racer is the other Ferrari of Hayden. Echo up to P2. Giro Racer coming around. Final corner. Keeps it very cleanly on track. Improves up to P7 with a 1:22.458. Few more cars that are invalidating their times. AO comes into the pit. Looks like Boogie, personal best in the first sector, will stay with. Hopefully Boogie can continue to improve. Boogie does. Green in both first and second sector. Round 13 down to 14. Keeps it clean on the track. Across the line. P10 for Boogie. 1:22.947. head on down to C9. Has not set a time yet. Personal best in the first and second sector. Around the final corner. Cross line P12, 124.514. The track is slippery. No one's going to be able to go on to the soft reds yet. I don't think it's going to happen at all, seeing as we have light rain forecast for the entire quality session. Salt does it. Moves up to P3. We were just about to try to catch him. 125.865. Let's Salt up to P3. Pixelin trying to put a lap down with no front wing. Very risky in these conditions. You need all the help you can get from the downforce of the car in these kind of conditions. Curious to see how Pixelin gets on with this lap with having no front wing. It's got the Williams behind him of Oscar. See if Oscar gets past or if Oscar backs out of it, because of the fact that Pixelin does have that front wing damage. Yeah, it looks like Oscar's backing off. Oscar also still has to set a time. So far, nobody else is improving. All yellows across their lap times. Pixelin's improving just because he hasn't set a time. Corey back blocking the pit lane gets disqualified. What happened there? Check with him later. Pixelin continues to go, finishing the lap. Oh, nope. Dives into the pits at the last second. Go get that front wing checked out. So we're going to hang out with Oscar as he will now set a timed lap. See how he does. Oscar second personal best in the first sector. Reason it shows up on purple on the map is because he has not set a time yet. So that is the fastest time that he has seen so far on track. But the timing is going to show a personal best 24.266 in that first sector. Coming down the back straight. See how he sets a time for the middle sector. 32.289 for the middle sector. This will move Oscar up quite a bit, I believe. System is predicting right around probably maybe 5th, according to the data. Keeps it on track, comes across the line. P3, 124.50. So it looks like Corey was exiting the pit lane, but he was slowing down to let cars pass, and the game gave him a parking it on the pit exit. So next up, looks like Pug Life is actually setting down some decent time. Personal best in the first sector, but not an improvement in the middle sector. It comes into the pit. Doesn't finish the lap. Still, everyone's not exactly setting a flying lap. Got a couple guys invalidating. Most of the guys out there are not setting new times. So the only car we got to watch so far that hasn't set a time is Pixelin. So we'll go around the track with Pixelin. We've got 5 minutes left to go. We gotta watch Pixelin. He invalidated, but it's an outlap. So hopefully he invalidated not too close to the start finish so that he can actually start a timed lap. Fingers crossed that Pixelin can set a time and improve his starting position. He's got a fast Aston Martin behind. Stopwatch starts now. Burning that ERS down the main straight to turn 1. Round turn 2 up the hill. A little squirrely on the exit there. Around the long turn 3. Down through turn 5. Oh no! Hits the wall. Right front damage to that wing. The game didn't invalidate him, thankfully, so he can still set a time. It's not going to be great due to that going off there. Oh! That front wing is, or that tire's gone now. That is Pixelin out. Unfortunate. So let's check out the next available car that's out on track. Looks like Oscar's setting a time. We got a lot of cars out on track. We do have Modern Ty is actually improved on his time in that first sector. Let's head down to Ty. Personal best in the first sector. If he can continue to make this a clean lap, Modern will improve. Ahead of him is the Ferrari of Darrell Racer X, also improving on time in the middle sector. Modern Ty again improves on time. Around the final corner, across the line. Up to P9 from 11th. Modern Ty with a 121.598. Looks like Vanilla Spilla. Purple, that first sector. 23.645. If he can keep it on the track. As the track is going here, I think it may have improved. It's clearly still raining, as you can see. Through the long sweeping turn 10 up to turn 11 and 12. Personal best invalidates. No, Vanilla. Got a minute left if he's got enough battery, which he might not. 47% left on his battery. He's still deploying. He's pushing hard. He's going to try again this lap with barely any battery left. We'll come back to Vanilla Spilla. Right now, Echo in the Aston Martin. Purple, first sector. Second sector was a personal best. Coming around the final corners. Echo up to P1 with a 119.709. Next car that is improving fully is Chonk. personal best in first and second sector. Cross the line up to P4, 120.232. Vanilla Spilla still pushing hard. Green in both first and second sectors. Cross the line, Vanilla only moves up to P5. Zeluxy. Purple, the first sector. Coming up to a little bit of traffic. It is Zeluxy's teammate ahead. So we know that they will get out of the way, no problem. Keeping it clean. Zeluxy pushing hard. Trying to get that pole position away from her teammate. Salt up to P1, 119.701. Zeluxy not improving in the middle sector. And bails out, heads into the pits. So that is pretty much everybody else has finished. They're all now coming into the pits. So now we're just waiting for a few cars to finish up with. Yep, we're basically just waiting on a few cars to finish out their laps as AI or retiring the pits. There we go. So there is your qualifying session. Some good salt. P1 with a 119.709, barely beating out Echo. All right. It's not, we're going to wait for everyone to get their setups. Oh, looks like somebody may have. No, we're still waiting. Hopefully nobody raised up before we're ready to go. All right. While we're waiting here, show you the grid for tonight. The grid is going to be Some Good Salt out in front, followed by Echo, Zeluxy, Oscar, Chonk, Vanilla Spilla, Pug Life, Hayden, Modern Tide, Duro, Racer X, AO, C9, Boogie, Pixelin, and then Corey bringing up the back. All right. So we are basically just in a waiting pattern now till we get the go-ahead from our admin that's running our races tonight. We're having one of those classic Cody issues or EA issues of we had one of our drivers dropped out and is having connection issues, so it's kind of freezing up the whole lobby. We will wait to see what happens here. Still waiting on our admin to give us the go-ahead. While we wait, we will wait. So just as a reminder to everyone, there are rewards for our drivers this season. For the Constructors Championship, both drivers will receive $25 gift cards to their choice of either Steam, Xbox, or PlayStation. And then for the Drivers Champion, they get a $50 gift card to their choice of either Steam, Xbox, or PlayStation. But the caveat for the team cards is the driver has to participate in at least 60% of the season, which, as you can see from calendar, we're roughly a quarter of the way through. So we just got the go ahead from our admin. Everybody's going to be readying up, so let's get to the track, getting ready for this race to go live here in Spain. Two lights, three lights, four lights, five. And they're out, and we are underway. Ooh, damage in the back for one of the kicks. Salt down to P2 already. Echo coming right across there, across the Luxie's nose. Tough battle so far for both of the Aston Martins. Some good start right behind, with a swarm of everyone else behind them. So far, everyone is still running. Heavy break in there. Oh, and corner cuts. So the strategies for tonight, those on softs are going to be more than likely switching to mediums. But with Prowler Racing League, we have actually introduced for this race that everyone will be required to do 2 pit stops if dry conditions continue. Speaking of dry conditions, let's check out the weather forecast, as it is overcast for the entire race. So rain is not going to be a factor for tonight. Echo setting the fastest lap of the race so far. Zaluxi taking the lead as we go down to turn 1. Some good salt right behind Echo, waiting for a mistake from one of them to capitalize. Again, possible race strategies. This is only for a 1 stop. Our league tonight is requiring 2 from everybody. So most of those drivers that started on the soft will more than likely be doing a soft, medium, soft race. So you have to bear with me 1 second. All right, back to the race. Side by side, Salt going for a move on Zaluxi, makes it happen. Zaluxi, or I'm sorry, on Echo. Echo down to P3. Salt up to P2. Apologize for the slight break there. We're trying to get Pixelin back into the race as they disconnected. Oscar up to P3 past Echo. Yellow flag in the back. We're back to green already, so we should be good to go. Vanilla Spilla right on the back of Echo now. Echo falling back from the front down to P4. Vanilla Spilla. Oh, Echo making a mistake there. Vanilla going right past. Echo's got a front wing that's damaged. See if he continues on or if he pits now. He continues on, falling further back. Heading down the field. We got Hayden closing in on Pug Life. Hayden choosing to start on the mediums for tonight. Looks like Boogie making a move in the back. Oh, big moment there. Ayo losing the front wing, going sideways into turn 1, loses the front wing. Significant damage on there. Yep, it's 100% for that right front. Ayo's going to have to make a pit stop. Looks like both of the kit cars having wing damage. As you can see, C9, both end plates are gone. C9's going to have a hard time defending against Corey. Corey pushing hard behind. Tough defense from C9. Corey trying to make the move, can't make it happen. Tucks back in behind C9. Corey more than likely getting the DRS. C9 dives into the pits. New race leader is Salt up at front. Let's head down, or up, we should say. Up to Salt, up to P1. With plenty of battery life left. We got a slow moving car back there. Everybody seems to get around, no problem. That was Chonk out of the race. Not sure what happened there. In the Discord, downshifts just stopped working. So, not sure if he retired out on track or if that was just a glitch. We'll find out later. But for now, Zeluxy on the tail of Some Good Salt. Salt getting very loose through turn 11. Zeluxy taking it away. Oscar also fighting for that position. Salt getting very squirrely. Now has to defend against Oscar. Salt does have more battery. He can defend, but that DRS is very strong. Salt going around the outside of turn 1, puts him into the inside of turn 2. Salt with the lead. Zeluxy fighting the car, trying to stay with. Salt, your leader. Oscar and Zeluxy more or less side by side with Vanilla right there trying to capitalize on anything that may happen between them. Zeluxy, P2, Oscar tucks in behind P3. Vanilla sniffing for blood, going after, oh, Salt into the wall, got loose on the exit of turn 9, puts it into the wall. Salt with 100% damage to the right front wing. He is going to have to come in and pit. Tough break for Salt, fighting with those leaders at the front. Yep, Salt diving into the pits. Let's see how long this pit stop's going to be due to that front wing getting changed out. Pug Life behind, getting into the pits as well. Salt going for the soft for his second stint. That wing swapped out. The time is ticking by. 7.4 for that pit stop. Normally you're looking at around a 3-second pit stop, and because of that long stop, Pug Life out in front of Some Good Salt as they come out onto the track. Back up to our front. Our top three all within a second and a half. Fighting hard, coming down that back straight. Vanilla Spilla, the big winner so far out of those three, up into P1, but having to defend hard against Zeluxi. Down. It's like Vanilla dived into the pits, taking care of one of the two pit stops they're going to have to do for tonight. Zeluxi takes the lead down to turn 1. We're on lap 8 of 33. Oscar with a 3-second time penalty, fighting so hard with Zeluxi there. That is going to put Oscar at a disadvantage going forward. Next closest battle we're going to check out is DRL Racer X up to Boogie. Less than half a second. Going through the tricky turn 7-8 chicane. Around turn 9. This is where Salt lost control. DRL right behind. The DRS flap was open. Coming through turn 10. Putting the power down up to turn 11. The quick right-hander to 12. Oscar is your new leader as Zeluxi came to the pits. DRL Racer now going to begin that. That ERS is wide open. 194 dives to the inside. Makes that DRS pass at 200 miles per hour going into turn number 1. DRL Racer up to P3. 1.3 seconds behind this teammate of Hayden, who is on the mediums. Looking further back down to Echo in P11, fighting Some Good Salt, or hunting him down at least. Half a second behind, with Pug Life even closer. Now, if we take a look at total pit stops, most of the field has still not pitted. So our top 5 have not pitted yet. Zeluxi, Vanilla, Salt, Echo, Pug Life, C9, AO have all made their first pit stop for the evening. Got a yellow flag. Looks like there is that's a dark color. That might be a Haas that came off. Or that's a blue color. It's hard to tell sometimes. So, Some Good Salt on the soft sets. Fastest lap. Pixelin got disqualified. Missed the notice there. But we are now down to 13 cars of the original 15 that started tonight. Salt trying to get after Modern Tie, but Echo right behind. Salt going to the inside. Gets past Modern, heading up to turn 7. That right there shows how strong those softs are against the medium. One thing to remember, Echo making the move on Modern back there. You gotta remember these soft tires that Some Good Salt's on right now, only gonna be good for 9 to 11 laps. Zeluxi sets the fastest lap for that extra point. Salt continue on. Let's look for our next close battle. Everyone's spreading out pretty good so far. Yeah, it's going to be Echo and Salt. Echo pushing super hard. So everyone's making their pit stop rotation so far. It'll be interesting to see what everyone decides to do. So far, the only car that has not pitted is our race leader, Hayden. Hayden's coming around start-finish line. He's still flying. Let's actually go check out Hayden real quick, because he started the race on those mediums, so he's going to be going very long. Currently on those mediums, that is 11 laps old. Looking at the wear, you're looking at 22% average across the front, 24 average across the rear. So he still has some pretty decent life left in those if he can keep that gap to the second place of Zaluxy. But Zaluxy is on those softs and hunting him down very quick. The gap right now, 4 seconds between Hayden and Zaluxy. Hayden also retaining a lot of battery. Field's pretty spread out. Let's head on to actually Corey and Ao. Both drivers on the hards. Corey on the relatively young hard tires of 1 lap, whereas Ao's on 7 lap olds. Mind you, Corey does have a 3-second penalty that is going to cost him in the long run. He just needs to get ahead of Ao and build that gap. Got a yellow flag. That is a Ferrari stationary. That was DRL Racer dropping down to the back of the field on the brand new soft tires. Just tried putting the power down. The grip wasn't there right away. Luckily, no damage that's on our screens. Battery's still good. You just got to warm up those tires to get back after it. So again, closest battle right now we've got is Ao and Corey. Corey getting past. Now Ao just has to keep within 3 seconds to gain that position back at the end of the race. But we're on lap 13 of 33. We still got a long way to go. And most drivers still have to do their second pit stop. So far, DL Racer X and Corey are the only 2 cars that have done their 2 mandatory pit stops. Whereas our leader out in front, who's got Zaluxy right behind, is 1 pit stop up in strategy on Hayden, but Hayden making those mediums go as long as possible. Zaluxy pushing hard on those softs. DRS is open. Makes the move for the outside. Hayden defending the inside. Hayden maintaining the lead, but Zaluxy now on the inside makes the late break. Oh, safety car is deployed and they make contact. Now chances are Hayden is going to make a pit stop under safety car. Massively lucks out. Safety car brought out because of, looks like DRL Racer X. 100% front wing damage and is out of the race. So I believe that is what brought out our safety car. Timing of it was perfect for his teammate Hayden, who comes out behind Zaluxy. Zaluxy also pitted. So the big winner of this safety car is actually going to be Zaluxy, who has now done the mandatory 2 stops and is leading the race. We're on lap 15 of 33 under the safety car. We've got... We're not quite halfway there yet. We've got a few more laps. So Zaluxy hoping to finish this race on these mediums. Well, that's going to be a tall order towards the end of the race. Hayden switched to the soft, so he's going to be pushing hard to get past Zaluxy and build a gap, so when he does his second pit stop, he's not going to be hurting as bad. So, as we go through the field, let's look at our gain loss, starting with our leader. Zaluxy up 2 positions at P1 currently. Then we've got Hayden, our big mover so far, up to P2, 6 positions up. Next up, we got Vanilla Spilla in P3. Oscar breaking even at P4. Salt with that scary moment coming out of turn 9, only damaging the wing and not having to retire from the race, still going. Down 4 positions, but still in this race. Next up, we got Echo down 4 positions in 6th. Pug Life breaking even to P7. Next up, we got Boogie in P8, up 5 from where he started. Modern Tie, our other driver who still needs to do another pit stop. Him and Hayden still have one more pit stop to go. Modern breaking even into P9. Our final point scorer is Corey, up 5 positions. Has done 2 pit stops, but there we see there was a slight mix-up. He started on the softs, pitted for intermediates, came out on the hards. He's going to be asking those hards to go a long way. 16, 18 laps, they might be able to make it to the end of the race. We shall see, but Corey also has 6% damage to his left front wing. Can't really see much there, but he does have damage, so he's going to be fighting that. Next up, we've got C9, up 1 position. And then we've got AO in 12th, down 1. Corey dropping back. Not sure what happened there. See if they figure this out. They fix it. All right, we're good to go. So back up the running order. We're back up to the front, I should say, as we're going around on this Aston Martin safety car. We're being led by Hayden. Wait a minute. Hayden wasn't leading. It was Zaluxy. Why is Zaluxy all the way down 9th now? Hold on a second. Let's check the tire age real quick. 1 lap. Oh! Zaluxy switching to the mediums. That's where the problem was. Zaluxy. Looking at the Discord right now, so Zaluxy says, if you'd like to know, if your controller dies, it may unpause you for a moment and your car will go straight on. So that is what happened. Unfortunate. That is... Poor Zaluxy. This has happened multiple times where a controller issue has forced her to do a pit stop that she did not want to do. Oh, Zaluxy's going to have a battle on her hands to get back up to the front to get after Hayden. tough break for Zalexi. Safety car is coming around right now. Coming up to turn number 9. We'll see if the safety car comes in this lap. Mind you, we also have some penalties for some drivers. 3 drivers so far. Oscar with 3 seconds. Safety car is in this lap, so you will now see everyone warm those tires up like crazy. Oscar has a 3-second penalty. Modern tie with a 3-second penalty, and Corey with 3 seconds. So anyone fighting them just has to stay within 3 seconds, or those drivers will have to try to build a gap of more than 3 seconds to maintain their fighting positions. We're going to be here with Vanilla Spilla as Hayden leads us away. Hayden waiting for the last possible moment. We're back to racing. Everybody's deploying battery, staying with each other. Oscar making a bold move down the inside on Vanilla. Corey going off in the back. Oscar pushing very hard onto Vanilla Spilla. Vanilla doing a great job defending against Oscar. Mind you, Oscar is on the mediums, so he's going to have more grip than Vanilla as long as he maintains that. But if you see, Oscar is actually deploying a lot of battery to try to catch up to Vanilla. Vanilla, a little bit more battery than what Oscar has. Oscar trying to make a move. DRS is now enabled after the safety car is finished. They will not have DRS on the main straight right now, but they will have it on the back straight. Heavy braking for everybody going into turn 1. I apologize. Zalexi did not actually pit during that safety car. It was her car went off because of the controller issue, which allowed the field to go past. Oscar staying right on the gearbox of Vanilla Spilla. Oh, somebody back there hitting the boards. That was probably Echo hitting one of the braking boards in the back. DRS is open for all those cars that are close enough to activate it. Unfortunately for Oscar, Vanilla also had DRS off of Hayden. So that was basically nullified. Oscar making the smart decision to get that battery re-energized. Down the front straight. As this battle is playing out, let's check out down the line. We got Pug Life and C9 closely there, and you got the other kick with Modern and Corey right in the back. Vanilla Spill with the warning for corner cutting. Gotta be careful defending so hard you don't cut the corners and get yourself a penalty as well. C9 staying right with Pug Life. C9 going to the inside. Gets past Pug. Pug then moves to the inside. They're now going to be fighting it. And Pug Life tucks in behind. C9 up to P7 and down the front straight. Now he's got to defend against Pug Life with the DRS. Pug Life on the inside. Down to turn 1. C9 not giving it up. Finally has to tuck behind Pug Life going through turn 3. It's a very close, tight battle. C9 on the mediums versus Pug on the hards. But right now, Pug Life has way more battery than C9. And while this battle is taking place, AO with his train catching up behind. Let's head up to the rest of the field. Echo deploying like crazy to catch up the guys in the front. Big lockup ahead. That is going to be some good salt. Following the train of Oscar and Zluxy, which who are very close together fighting. Not letting Hayden get too far away. Mind you, Zluxy up to P4 now. Everybody's DRS wing is wide open. Mind you, that DRS is going to add roughly about 12 miles per hour to the top speed. Hayden leading the train. All he can do is deploy and use those soft tires as best he can, but these are fighting it out. Oscar making the moves. This battle is going to let Hayden pull out ahead. Zluxy making a move there. They are so close together. Zluxy waiting to take advantage. Oscar gets a little wild there. Coming through turn 9. DRS open on this back straightaway. Zluxy with the dive bomb move. Can't make it stick. Oscar taking it back. Oscar getting very sideways out of that final corner there of 12. I'm in 13. Zluxy desperate to get back up to the front. Not sure if she remembers that Oscar does have a 3-second penalty, but she wants to fight for the lead. She's going to try to get past. Goes to the outside here at turn 1. Oscar not leaving a whole lot of room. Zluxy again looking for that inside. Now looking to the outside. Some good salt just kind of hanging back, waiting for the chaos to happen. All while these are being battled out. Vanilla trying to pull away. These drivers are all so evenly matched. The tire wear will be a factor for some of them, especially Hayden, who still has to make another pit stop. Zluxy up to P3. Oscar could not hold on to it going through turn 9 or turn 10. Zluxy now putting the hammer down, trying to catch up to Vanilla Spilla. Hayden dives into the pits. Your new leader, Vanilla Spilla, 10 laps left to go. Great job from Hayden to hang out there as much as possible. Now Zluxy is going to be on the defense. Some good salt up to P3 past Oscar. So let's see your total pit stop wise. I believe the only one left is Modern Tie. Everybody else has done their 2 required pit stops. The top 3 fighting it out even keel as none of them have penalties. You got Oscar behind who's pushing hard with a 3-second penalty, trying to get past some good salt. Salt's going to have to defend as best as possible against that. Looking further back, AO getting harassed by the Haas of Pug Life. Trying to defend. AO on the mediums. Pug Life on the hard. Sticking right with them. Let's see what Pug Life does. Goes to the outside. Bold move. Makes it 6, so gives him the inside of 2. AO tucks in right behind Pug Life. Corey making the really bold move on the inside through turn 3. Fortunately, goes a little wide there. Defending hard against Modern, who still has to do another pit stop. See if AO makes a move here on Pug Life. He is on the softer tires. He's got DRS. Doesn't make the move there. Corey with a big move on AO. Can make it stick. Unfortunately, that's going to slow down all 3 of them. Modern Tie getting past. Oh, C9 dropping back. That was a very close battle there. C9, unfortunately, the big unfortunate loser from that one. Modern Tie going on the inside of Corey down the main straight. AO getting past Pug Life again. Corey sticking close to Modern Tie. We're on lap 26 of 33. Corey still pushing hard against Modern Tie. Desperate to get past. Oh, rear ends Modern Tie. Modern Tie having a tough break there with the braking zone. Zaluxy is our new leader. Let's head up to the top of the board. Zaluxy on the mediums to Vanilla's hards. Now Zaluxy, with that extra point for fastest lap, is going to try desperately to pull away from Vanilla. Vanilla down the inside with the DRS assist into turn 1. Up turn 2 to turn 3. These old teammates just battling hard. It's great to see. Vanilla's got a lot of battery life left. The wear percentage roughly is about the same. Let's check that out real quick. So tire wear, Vanilla pretty even, averages from front to rear. Zaluxy rears are cooking 28% versus the fronts at 20%. Mind you, Zaluxy is on the mediums. She's been pushing those tires hard. Some good salt. Great recovery after hitting the wall in turn 9. It's currently in P3. Top 3 sticking right with each other. DRS is wide open for Zaluxy and Salt. Zaluxy going to the inside, down to turn 1. Makes the move. Makes it stick. Vanilla tucking right behind. Going to go for the move later on. Got a big group of movers towards the back with Hayden moving up. Through the rest of the cars. Oh, C9 getting very squirrely in the back. Losing out big time. Modern Tie still has to do another pit stop before the end of the race. Echo with a warning for corner cut. Modern Tie hunting down Hayden, but Hayden is in the process of getting after Pug Life and Corey. Hayden just has to maintain position behind Corey. Corey has a 3-second penalty, but knowing Hayden, they go 3 wide through turn 11 and 12. Hayden, the big winner, out to P6. Oh, gets very squirrely there. Now he's have to defend. Pug Life and Corey sticking right with Hayden as he had a little bit of a moment there. Hayden deploying his battery. Pug Life and Corey are going to be side by side. Hayden defending hard. Corey almost collecting him. Hayden maintains out in front. Very tight battle going through turn 1 and 2. Corey getting down to the grass. That's not going to end well for him. Yeah, he goes squirrely. Unfortunately, loses out and now is being attacked by C9. Pug Life now going after Hayden with his teammate Modern right behind. Modern's going to have to defend against AO. Let's head back up to our front. I know they're basically doing a DRS train. Vanilla Spill out in front, 4 laps left. Some Good Salt, P2. Zaluxy dropping back to P3. Tire wear maybe to blame for that, but we shall see. I stand corrected. She's already attacking Salt very strongly. Does not make the move there where Nico Rosberg and Hamilton had a major incident back in, I think it was 2016. Salt staying right with Vanilla. Very, very close battle. Pug Life dropping back. Looks like he may have had an incident with possibly with his teammate. Pug Life now down to P10. Zaluxy trying hard to stay with Salt. Lots of battery life left compared to Salt. She's going to continue to save it, relying on the DRS to stick with first and second place there. Still the top 3 with no penalties. AO and Corey battling it out. C9, 3-second penalty. Let's check out what's going on back there. Corey up to P7. AO P8. C9, P9. And you got Pug right behind. Modern making his final pit stop, going to the softs. He's going to try to go for fastest lap and steal that away from Zaluxy. We shall see. Boogie's currently in the pits. Getting a front wing change as well. Switching to the softs. Your leader, Vanilla Spilla, coming around the last corner. Two laps left to go. Vanilla Spilla out in front. Zaluxy with a brave move on the outside. Can't make it happen. Some Good Salt staying right with Vanilla Spilla. Vanilla Spilla, a little bit of a slide there coming out of the exit. Zaluxy on very worn tires. Those rears are screaming at her. 42% on those rear mediums, but she is fighting hard to get after Salt. Gotta say, Vanilla Spilla on those hard tires has very equal wear, which is very impressive. 24 average across the fronts, 24 average across the rears, whereas most other drivers, their fronts are a lot less wear than their rears. The rears are absolutely just getting destroyed. For example, Zaluxy 30% on the fronts, 43 in the rear. And we are now onto our final lap of the race. Some Good Salt making the move around the outside. Zaluxy thinking about going the inside. Some Good Salt, ooh, gets a little tap from Vanilla. Maintains the lead. Zalexi trying to make the move on the inside of Vanilla. Side by side. Hopefully Boogie can... Oh, there's wing damage. There's wing damage for Zalexi. That left front, 33% wing damage. I think Zalexi might be out of luck for the rest of this lap. Close, tight battle between Vanilla and Zalexi. They used to be teammates last season. No love is lost. Vanilla making the move around the outside. Can't make it happen there. Gets down on the power. Salt deploying through the corners, which is dangerous. Vanilla pushing hard. Zalexi's not giving up. Zalexi off to the gravel, and we got some good Salt across the line. P1, Vanilla Spill. P2, Zalexi. P3, followed by Oscar. P4. Echo across the line. P5. Hayden with the long strategy at the start of the race. P6. That's a hefty haul of points for the Ferrari. Corey, P7. Across the line. C9. Gets ahead of Corey due to penalties, and so does Ao. Next up across the line is Pug Life, bringing in that last point. Then you got Modern Tie pushing hard, trying to get that extra point away. See if he can do it. Nope. Across the line. P11 for Modern Tie, followed by Boogie P12. And our 3 non-finishers, Jail Racer X, Chonk, and Pixelin. Your driver of the day is Corey. Great finish, but our winner, there he is, last year's champion, Some Good Salt. Fantastic finish to the race there. Your winner, Some Good Salt, followed by Vanilla Spilla and Zalexi finishing on our podium. Zalexi does get the extra point, setting a fastest lap of 1:13.783. Everybody did do their 2 pit stop minimums, so no penalties for that. Let's take a screenshot real quick before we lose what this says. Down the line, another screenshot. Golden. So, that is the Spanish Grand Prix round 4 of season 4 of Prowler Racing League. Again, your winner, Some Good Salt. So that is it for tonight in Spain. We will be back racing in Australia on December 8th. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. We will see you guys next time. Have a great night, and we'll see you on the track.